say remix.
England 6, Iran 2. England start off getting 3 points, start off the World Cup in style, Marcel. What do you think of that?
Brilliant. 6-2 is a good result, and a good scoreline, and which is more important for us right now, especially in terms of what the other two teams do against Iran. Both Wales and USA could maybe get high scoring results as well. But in terms of just how England played, good in the first half, shaky, but Bellingham doing everything in terms of deciding to dictating the tempo, and Declan as well. Declan was good as well, but goals is everything. And we were saying at the beginning, goals is what we wanted to see, and we saw that in abundance today.
You spoke about Jude Bellingham there. Obviously, he's going to be a name that so many people are talking about. We were talking about it during the stream. £100 million player, certainly a player that's just. He can do everything, can't he? Like, just how impressed were you by Bellingham today?
Oozes confidence, oozes class, everything about his game, defensively, offensively, scores goals, headering, blocking tackles, line breaking passes in the second half, was involved in the goals. So just a fantastic player. Like you said, £100 million player. It's clear to see that he's got that ability. Next to him, funny enough, touted another £100 million player in Declan Rice. You could maybe see what the difference in quality between the two, but maybe that's their games. Declan played good as well though today. Mount in the 10 kind of was the only player in the England side where I would say, looked a little bit, wasn't in the game at all. But Saka today, fantastic.
Yeah, talk to me about Saka. I was going to bring him up next. I mean, 2 goals for him. Ironically, he came off and Rashford comes on and gets a goal. We'll talk about Rashford later on. But Saka, is he one of these players where actually when you do look at this World Cup and you look at actually the way that it's set up, so the season's paused and you've got players that are coming into the tournament on form, like Saka, is it going to be a tournament for them, do you think?
Yeah, he's on form for his club, and he just looks like a really, really matured right winger right now, holding the line, good in 1v1 situations, very dangerous. The crossing could be a little bit better, but the goals are there, and I think he's scoring goals for his club, I'm not sure, but 2 goals today in very good fashion. The first one's an absolute worldie, good piece of technique, and the second one's just brilliant 1v1, Billy.
Yeah, and we spoke about Gareth Southgate this morning. We did the morning view, and I would say we're pessimistic. I was. I'll own up to it. But clearly today, when you win a game 6-2, when you score 6 goals, you've got the majority right, have you not?
Yeah. So was I. I was definitely pessimistic about his performance as well, and we've got reasoning, and I think fair reasoning to say that, to be honest with you, Owen. But you've got it right. He's got it right. And you have to praise it when it's due. That's what we've been doing here. So, at the end of the day, 6-2, good result. Now, but with this game, we expected him to win. I think we both predicted wins, and he's done that. It's now against USA and Wales, where the competition's a lot more difficult. Today, they kind of, I asked at the beginning, on the watch along, is it going to be attacking against defence today? And you guys both said yes, and it looked like that today. But the forward line, we have to look at that.
Yeah,
I think Harry Kane was brilliant. Even against top teams, that's a good performance. Holding up the ball well, playing players in, bringing us up the pitch. And Sterling. I thought Sterling was going to be poor.
Yeah, I mean, Sterling's, again, he's almost the opposite of Saka, of going into this tournament not on form, but he's the opposite in the sense of he's a player that Southgate knows he can trust. He's delivered for him in big tournaments before, and he delivered today.
I think that's what it could be, because nothing was pointing in the direction of Sterling producing this kind of performance today. In Chelsea, in the Chelsea shirt, it's been shocking, if I'm honest. Came in with starting the ground running at the beginning stages, but for me, early, it's been really poor. But I don't know. I think that's what it is. He's a mature player, understands the team well, good relationship with the likes of Harry Kane, few moments where there was good link up, and everything he was doing was sharp. Yes, we know he's got this ability of finding goals in and around the box and scoring important goals for England, and he done that again today.
Rashford came on for Saka again, who had a really good game, but Rashford came on, got a goal. I don't know if he's maybe given Southgate something to think about because Saka played so well, but it just shows the strength in depth that we have in those forward areas.
Yeah, 100%, perfectly right. But like you said, and it didn't. The defender didn't do anything great, in that moment. He didn't cover himself in glory. He should really, be defending a lot better there. In the Premier League, you don't get that kind of opportunity, easy to cut in and shoot. But, he's doing the right things, Rashford. I think he should be starting, if I'm honest with you. And
for who, though?
For Sterling. But then Sterling's played the way that he has today. And then Rashford's come in and affected the game the way that he has. So it's a competition for places. Headache. You want that as a manager.
Yeah, you do. Although this is the interesting thing, because we were saying during the match feud that we weren't really tested defensively, particularly in the first half. We said we haven't really been tested defensively, and in the second half when we did, we conceded. We conceded. I mean, the first goal, you could argue Maguire switches off, which he's prone to doing. But at the same time, actually, before we get into the negative of him conceding the goal, he did all right today, Harry Maguire.
Yeah, can't fault him too tough. But a good header into the bar early first half. And I think he had a couple heading opportunities in the game. It sets up Saka's goal. Good point. And sets up Saka's goal and played well. He played well at times, but I just think he's at fault for the first goal. And you don't want to be overcritical, but against top teams, if you're getting caught out there, not watching, not sticking tight to your man, you're going to concede opportunities there. So I wonder what happened with the concussion, though. What happened with the concussion?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of seeing the pictures in front of us now, and he appeared to be having some kind of issues prior to the goal being conceded. So you could argue that lapse in concentration is because he might have had this injury beforehand. I'm not sure, but immediately after the goal, we can see it right now. He's waving to the bench, basically saying, "I need to come off." So hopefully, for his sake, that it's not too serious and he can be playing. I mean, if there's a concussion protocol, it might be his next game could be against Wales as opposed to missing the USA game. But again, the only blot on the record today would probably be those 2 goals being conceded. I mean, the penalty at the end, what were your thoughts on that?
Crazy. That is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. Firstly, 10 minutes. Where does that come from? And then 14 minutes in the first half, I guess you can understand. But 10 minutes from where? I think the second half played quite smoothly throughout. There's definitely 10 minutes worth. And then, I mean, it was obviously clearly going to be an opportunity coming for them. The quality of the game had dropped off. We just trying to keep the ball. And yeah, weird one.
But what's the difference between that decision and the one in the first half where Maguire, he's got his arms, the player's got his arms wrapped around Maguire, whereas in the second half, arguably there's even less contact and he's given the penalty. And actually, the referee himself initially didn't give the penalty. It's VAR saying you should go over and take a look, which as we know means you should go over and see it because it should be a penalty. What's the difference?
And they didn't even check Maguire's one. And John Stones isn't even looking at the forward, whereas this guy's blatantly rugby tackling Maguire all the way to the forward. I think even John Stones falls down in between the Maguire situation as well. It's a weird one, peculiar, but 6-2. We won, we scored goals, we played well. You've got to take this into the next game.
And do you think it sends out a message now, a statement to the other teams in the tournament, not just in the group, but also in the tournament as well, that actually England are here to fight for this World Cup?
Yep, different kind of World Cup. In the sense that we're in the middle of a domestic campaign and the English players look like they're sharp. So yeah, definitely huge statement.
Do you think Southgate will stick with the same side? Do you think he'll make any changes?
No. And this is familiar side. I was hoping Phil Foden or Rashford get a start and get to be a part of this team, but it looks like he hasn't made any mistakes. Why change it?
Why change it? England start off with a victory. Is it coming home, Marcel?
No, not yet.
There you go.